Hello everyone, this is Shashank Choudhary from Department of Biotechnology and Biochemical Engineering, IIT Delhi, and today I'll be explaining working of a mobile charger for my mini project for ELL101 course in semester 1, where I'll be explaining the circuit, the components and the working of a mobile charger in detail. In the presentation, we are going to discuss the introduction, the circuit overview, components and their functions, circuit diagram, working and flowchart. So let us take a quick overview of this circuit, which is going to be inside the charger. I took the circuit out from this charger, which we see every day in our daily life. So let's get to the circuit and see what component it contains. First, let's start with this. This is the input section of the circuit from where we get the input from the direct socket. First, we have here is a resistor, as you can all see. Then we have these four cylindrical things which you can see. These are the four diodes, which are going to act as a rectifier. They are in a diamond shape in a circuit. These two big cylindrical things you see, these are the capacitors. If you try to look closely, you can see these are of 4.7 mu F each. Then this thing, as you can see, this is something new which you might not be knowing. This is a MOSFET actually. This is a very normal transformer which we all know. This blue thing, as you can all see, this is also a capacitor, but this is a non-electrolyte type of capacitor. This is an electrolyte type of capacitor. Here we have this thing. This is an IC chip, which is going to be in the circuit. This is LED light, which is going to tell if we are charging or not. This is also a capacitor. This is also a diode. This thing here you see is actually a USB socket, which is going to be connected to our phone. This is actually the output port of this circuit. The major components in the circuit are transformer, diodes, capacitor and MOSFET. We are going to discuss all four of them in details in upcoming slides. What are transformers? So transformers are the most important part of a mobile charger. And these are of two types, step down and step up. But in the circuit, we are going to use a step down transformer, which is a transformer that converts high voltage and low current values from primary side of the transformer into low voltage and high current values on the secondary side of the transformer. A capacitor is an electronic component that stores and releases electricity in a circuit. It also passes alternating current without passing direct current. Here in the circuit, it is used during the process of filtration because it converts partial DC into pure DC. Diodes are electrical components that allow the flow of current in only one direction. In this circuit, 4 diodes are being used as a bridge rectifier. MOSFET is used for switching or amplifying signals. The ability to change conductivity with the amount of applied voltage can be used for amplifying or switching electronic signals. In fact, in the circuit, it's being used to convert the DC current into high frequency AC signals. Let us understand the most important aspect of this project, which is the circuit diagram of a mobile charger. First, we get a supply of 220 volt AC input supply. It goes through a bridge rectifier which are made of 4 diodes, out of which a partial DC current comes out. This partial DC current is converted into pure DC current through a capacitor, as we can all see. After this pure DC current goes through the MOSFET, which converts it into a high frequency AC signal. This high frequency AC signal then goes to the transformer, as we can all see, which step it down to a 5 volt output. After this current goes through the set of diode and capacitor, which actually converts it again back into a DC current, and then it goes to the USB port, which is the output of the circuit. So let's understand the working of the capacitor through this block diagram which I made. So let's get started. Just be very sure to be very specific and focused about the current type because it changes during the whole course. So it starts with a 220 volt AC input supply. Then it goes to the bridge rectifier, as I told you, which are the combination of 4 diodes. It's being rectified or filtered by the bridge rectifier. Then the current which comes out is a partial DC current. It's not completely DC, it's partial DC. That partial DC current is being filtered and it's being made of pure DC by capacitor, as we saw those big capacitor in our circuit. Then this pure DC current is being sent to MOSFET. And what's the role of MOSFET here? MOSFET converts it into a high frequency AC signal. Okay, this DC current which we got from here is being converted into a high frequency AC signal, and this is the symbol of MOSFET. And this high frequency AC signal which we got from MOSFET is then goes to the transformer, which steps it down and gives us a desired output of 5 volt. and then this desired output of 5 volt, this current, this goes through another set of diode and capacitor, which lowers the value of AC signal, which is converted again into a DC current, and this DC current is then sent as an output. This output we saw the USB port from which the phone gets charged. You all must be wondering that why we had to first convert our DC current into a high frequency AC signal and then again convert it back into a DC signal through transformer. The reason lies here in the fact that the capacitance is indirectly proportional to the frequency. So if we had high frequency current in our transformer, we would require a less amount of transformer, a small size of transformer or a small size of capacitor, which will make our charger circuit very compact. But if we don't do this step, then we would need a very big capacitor, very big transformer. Thus our charger circuit won't be very feasible. Whatever I just explained in form of circuit and flowchart, if you want to understand in form of theory and get a conclusion out of it, you can pause and read the following slides.